Hey, good evening. This is John from Two Doves Bees and Gardens, and I've got a special treat for you. A few weeks ago, we attended and were able to share some things at the North and Northeast Texas Skillshare event that we helped put on and organize. One of the things that we presented was 101 ways to make money from your home or homestead, and we thought we'd share at least a good bit of that presentation here with you. We always like sharing the things that we've learned, and without further ado, let me take you over to this event.
And so, this is John, right, from Two Doves Bees and Gardens. Him and his beautiful wife, Sarah, here. And so, John is our first presenter. 101 ways to make money from your homestead. You want to be able to click? Are you going to be able to do it?
Yeah.
All right, you're good to go.
Well, good morning. Who has seen higher inflation and higher prices in trying to buy stuff recently? I know I have. Who's interested in making more money to help pay for that stuff? I know I am. We've been on this journey for a while, and I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the things that we did a few years ago and why things have transitioned since then. So let's kind of get started here a little bit. This is open communication. If you have questions or comments, this is a dialogue. So I don't have all the answers, and if you have something you want to contribute, everyone can participate. Is making money from home doable? I think it is. With this Skillshare, we hope you find some practical ideas. I'm going to give you a couple of lists. 100 different ways to make some money. It's not the end all. There's some things in here that are incredible opportunities. You just have to think about them. Inspiration. You guys are all inspiring to me. I see you guys on YouTube and on Facebook and the gardens and just the various things that people do. It's incredible. So I find inspiration all the time, and I hope you do here today too. Maybe find a vision or a dream. Something that might just say, hey, I can do this, and kick you off on your journey. And connection and community. We're all here. I think we're all pretty local. I know we got some visitors from out of state, so so it's all good. This is a good time and a good place, like Jeff was talking about. It's about community. Sharing what you have, sharing your knowledge, sharing your products, sharing relationship. What have you tried? Have any of you tried to make money from home? Anyone doing anything now? What are you doing? That's a real question. What are you guys doing?
Selling meat, selling animals, you said?
Animals, yeah, for sure.
Herbs, soaps.
Herbs, soaps, yeah, for sure. Freeze-dried, that definitely. Honey, I have bees. We sell honey. We got big plans for some other stuff. We want to do some agritourism. We're going to get some info on that here in a little bit. Incredible story. I'm looking forward to hearing that. What is your why? Why do you want to make money from home? It's more money, additional money. Is it to help, like we talked about, inflation? Pay for a vacation? Man, can I tell you about a vacation? We went to Italy last year. Just an incredible time. It cost some money, and luckily we had saved up some money, but just incredible. It's funny, and I need to talk about this in more depth. We were going to see these beautiful art, the statue of David. There's 3 of them, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but the statue of David, incredible, sculptures, art. The church, you walk through a church, it's like a museum, just beautiful things. But by the end, Sarah and I will tell you, it's like we kind of got arted out. And it's just so overwhelming to see all this beautiful stuff that's been created through the decades and the centuries. But the call of the garden was there. And we found ourselves going, it's like, where can we go to see a garden? And just some, there was some really incredible places that we got to see garden-wise. There was this little alley. We were in Venice, and there was this little alley. It was gated off, but I looked through and it's like, oh man, just beautiful garden. Just this walkway through, and I've got a picture of it that I'll share on. I probably share it on Facebook, but just incredible gardens just to see and have that call, even though we're surrounded by all this beauty. So vacations. Special gift or purchase, make some extra money for that. Mortgage, taxes, definitely. I would like to pay off my house eventually. We're getting close. A new car. A lot of people, DoorDash. That used to be a thing with DoorDash. Go make some extra money, and you'll get a new car. You can use that money to buy a new car. So things like that. Other lifestyle. You want to pay for nice food, nice outings, things like that. Just, other things. But what is your why? Why do you want to do that? It's not for the sake of making money. Easy come, easy go. Some ideas and some things that you might want to consider. When you, before you start doing money or making money or doing a project to, get down go down that road, defining and documenting your why. Why do you want to do it? Actually writing that down, kind of like a goal. Identify where you are now, where you want to be. This is important. Be real with how much of you there is to go around. That's incredibly important. Family, friends, work. There's only one of us, unless you're like that movie Multiplicity. I haven't found a way to do that yet. But there's only one of us. There's only so much to go around. Sarah will tell you. I say that all the time. It's like I can only do one thing at a time. And that's it. So identify and be real with how much of you there is to go around. What skills do you have that might be marketable? And I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. Hobbies. A lot of the hobbies that I've done through the years, and I still do a lot of them here and there. Photography, beekeeping kind of started that way. Chickens, different things. What hobbies do you have that might actually be able to help maybe pay for themselves? That's the way I kind of look at it. Do I have a hobby that can pay for itself? So things like that. So identify those things. Do you have what you need? If you wanted to start today, do you have what you need? Do you need supplies? Time? Time is big. Time is expensive, especially mine. Like I said, only so much to go around. Space. We don't have a big house. We got a little bit of property, but do you need space to do what you want to do? Do you need help from others? Family, kids, husband, wife? Are they on board with you doing that? Because as soon as you start doing that, some of the other things are going to have to fall off your plate, or shift in priorities. Startup costs. Almost everything costs money these days to get started. Sometimes you can start small and a little outlay. Sometimes you have what you need already. Sometimes it might take a little bit more. So startup costs. One of the things that's good here, learn about your rules, your covenants, laws. HOAs are big. I won't live in a place that has an HOA. Not that there's anything wrong with an HOA. They do some good stuff. But on the positive and negative, I'm not going to live in an HOA. They have somebody else tell me what I can and can't do on my property. I don't like. This website right here, discovertexasrealfood.com. If you want to learn about my brain just went dead. We were just talking about it a minute ago. The cottage industry laws. That's a good site right there. They'll go over everything that you want to learn about for cottage industry. It's in Texas, texasrealfood.com. They got some really great info out there. So make sure you check them out. Let me tell you a little bit about one of my endeavors a few years ago. And for us, it was a God thing for us. I was into photography. Again, working full time, still family, kids. Kids were still young, getting to that point where, they were looking at college. So, I do some photography, on the weekends and occasionally on, weeknights if I had time. Did a couple weddings. Weddings aren't for me. I like to take good pictures. Too high stress, and I'm not a high stress guy. But I had this knack of being able to take pictures and make them pretty. Doing the editing, and people would send me pictures and say, "Hey, can you work your magic with this?" All that fun stuff from black and white with a little bit of color put back in, that kind of stuff. I had a knack for it, so I developed this thing called Easy Actions. Basically, I was able to take my flow of being able to edit pictures and make what I call kind of like macros, and put them into Photoshop. It was Photoshop and Photoshop Elements, really cool stuff. So I was able to develop that and package it up, and people started saying, "Hey, I would like those." So I started real small. I said, "Okay, well, $10, I'll sell you this whole package of stuff," and then got a whole lot of sales. But it still took a lot of time because I had to pull all that stuff together, package it up, zip it up, mail it out, make sure they, PayPal or whatever. But over time, it got to be the point where, okay, well, I can develop this website, and I wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, good, we had 4 sales overnight." Pull all that stuff together, package it up, send it out. It's like, okay, well, this is getting to be a little monotonous. It's getting a little more popularity there, and so I said, well, I got a friend who's a programmer. Let me talk with him. So I worked with him, and we went and developed my website, expanded it more, and started building this e-commerce type model. And then it's like, okay, well, I could prepackage a lot of this stuff and say, okay, well, this is what's in this one, this was this, and this what's in this one. And then you just buy this package, and it goes through. People started to be able to buy the package. I could sell 24 hours a day and not have to do anything. It's like so nice. I didn't have to sit there and package anything and send it out and mail it. So started doing really good. I guess probably 4 years in, was when college came, and thankfully we were at that point where with this whole extra side gig, we made enough to actually send our daughter to college. And we were I was the last year that we did it, I made almost as much money doing this as I did for my full-time job. So it was getting close to 6 figures. But times change, programs change, so it was for a time. Things started going from download a piece of software, have it on your computer, to now it's all cloud-based. So that whole thing kind of changed, and then we couldn't keep up with that, and I had other priorities and stuff, so they kind of went away. But like I said, it was a God thing. It was the perfect timing to ramp up, and we got through that college year with very little issue. So it was good. But it's one of those things. It's like an opportunity. I had a skill, and took the time, started small, and then kind of grew that. So it's one of those things. I want to encourage you that you have skills, and just being able to find a way to take those and share them out, and ideally something that doesn't require your physical presence 100% of the time. Again, there's only one of us to go around. Well, I told you we were going to get some ideas. I tried to break these down into kind of topic-related type of ideas. Don't try to take pictures or anything. I've got a thing back here. You can take a picture. Everything's documented back there. In fact, we have another whole sheet back there that is in addition to this. So just some ideas for a backyard garden. You can see there's all kinds of stuff here. One thing I wanted to, and some of you are probably doing some of this stuff, bunnies and CSA. Who's heard of a CSA? Are you doing one? Have you tried one? One of the things I would say is if you started to do a CSA, where you've got a farm, you're selling it to people, you might want to think about pre-selling if you haven't thought about that. Sell your CSA before you actually start going, so you know what you have to get to.
What's the CSA?
God.
Community support center.
Thank you. My brain is a little bit. So it's community-supported agriculture, and it's like you grow vegetables and you sell them to like a share to a community, and it's like, okay, this week we have this, and you sell it. People come buy that, and it's packaged up, and they take it.
It's not like they pay a monthly fee and then they get a share of whatever it is that you're.
It's kind of like a club.
You can do it with chickens. You can do
Yeah.
produce. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard a lot of people doing this more like with meat birds. So they'll sell a share of meat birds to a number of people, and they know based on the number of people that buy into that, how many meat birds they have to grow and produce. So, knowing ahead of time and being able to plan is really good.
One other thing that with the CSA is that people would pay ahead of time, so you have that money up front to invest, and then they get the finished product at the end.
So I don't know if you heard that. So people pay up front and you get the money, so you got the money ahead of time, and then they just come and pick it up. So this is just on the garden side. There we go. Backyard poultry. I see fresh signs for fresh eggs. Do you guys see them on the roads once in a while? People selling fresh eggs. Rooster. If you have a rooster and fertilized eggs, you can sell fertilized eggs. You can sell baby chicks, pastured chickens, raised mealworms. I think I do them accidentally in our compost, I think. Anyway, guineas, turkeys, so that type of stuff.
Well, I hope you found that bit of the presentation interesting. There were over 100, probably about 120 different ideas and ways that you could make money from your home or homestead. And we shared a lot of that with everyone that was in attendance. We created some handouts that they went home with. If you're interested in receiving one of those handouts, I'll put the link to the handouts down in the description. You can download it from Google Docs, and you might find it useful. It was a good conference overall, and we were just one piece of it. If you are in our area in the Northeast Texas area, we put on these skill shares. We try to do them at least twice a year. Ideally, we would like to do them quarterly. But so we've done a few of them. But if you have a chance and you are interested, reach out and give us a shout. And when the next one comes around, we'll make sure that you get that information. And we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. This has been John at 2 Doves Bees and Gardens.